what if I did want a date? And then what do? I'm getting dressed. What mask will go with the outfit? Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome back to my channel as I just bang into everything. Thanks for hanging out with me. I am glistening, not because I put some magical beauty product on. It's because I'm suffocating. I know I'm wearing a long shirt. Would you believe I haven't switched out my clothes yet, and I don't have any short sleeve shirts clean? So we'll just ignore the beads of sweat that are going to form profusely upon my face, and we're going to try to make it work. I have a whole boatload of products, a lot of them boxy products, Ipsy products, but these are from last month, and I never did a get ready with me using them. And then I got some more products, and you know, I've just gotten a lot of stuff lately, and I figured I'd just sit down, we could have a chat, go grab your makeup, sit down with me, let's do our makeup together, we can chat, we can do our makeup, we can have girl talk, because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. And the palette that I'm going to use is one that I love, you guys. Somebody requested that I use the Morphe and James Charles Mini palette, and I really thank you guys a lot, because it kind of makes me feel like, you know, a real YouTuber when somebody requests something, and I appreciate it, so thanks. Anyway, I picked this up for half price quite a while ago in a haul that I showed a little while ago that I had done a little while ago. That's a lot of little whiles ago. I have played with this a couple of times. It's not a first impression, but I haven't used all the colors. And it's just so freaking cute, I can't stand it. I really do like it because I have so many choices of different color stories that I can go with. If you don't know, I am gravitating towards the blues and the oranges and the purples and those sunsetty looks, but I really want to play with this little section here because I have those new eyeliners that I bought, the NYX eyeliners, and there are a lot of greens and stuff. Anyway, I just want to try them out. I want to have some fun, and so this is the palette we're going to use. I won't talk tremendously about the makeup, but I am going to touch on it, stuff like that. I really think that I have every single product to try on new. I really do need some more under eye cream, so I am going to grab one that we got last month. Actually, I have two. I have the Skin Owl Eye and then the Skin & Co. Truffle Therapy. I didn't get a chance to look into the ingredients yet. Even before I read it, I'm going to be your guinea pig, and I'm going to try it on and, you know, let you know if my eyeball falls out. You know, just in case. Have any of you guys tried this yet? Did you receive it in one of your boxes? You know I don't remember what box it came from, right? Yeah, no. It does kind of have a floral smell, which you knew? Well, you might have known, but you know it doesn't thrill me. But it's not so strong. It has a very thin consistency, not gel, but not a thick, heavy cream, just kind of somewhere in the middle, kind of like Goldilocks, you know? If anyone's interested, the energy drink of the day is Rain Total Body Fuel. I hate it. Tastes that artificial sweet, like saccharin kind of flavor, and it's yucky, but I'm going to drink it anyway. Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Luminous Face Primer, but I also have the Morphe primer. This is the Equalizer. Almost reminds me of the Smashbox primer, but it feels less silicone-y than that one does. It kind of went on very nicely, as a matter of fact. Not bad. I'm liking it. I don't care what I look like, so I'm just going to put this Luminous Primer from Too Faced, and look at how the pump dispenses. Only the top goes down, and it leaves that little dispenser there. I don't know if you saw that, but it's kind of cute. Oh, this one smells so good. I want to eat it. They both feel very nice. This one is much less silicone-y than I thought it was going to be, and that makes me happy. Okay, so the foundation that I'm going to try is the Kevyn Aucoin, the foundation balm. It was less than half price. I wouldn't have paid the full price of it because I believe it was something ridiculous like $50 or more. But I was willing to give it a shot for the half price, and it comes with an adorable baby little brush, which is super cute, which does mimic, it has the same aesthetic as his big brushes with the really nice ferrule, very nice handle. It's a cute little baby. It looks like it could be a powder or a primer in itself. I got the color medium, which is FB06. So again, this is how it looks. You can see I just kind of dipped into it just to basically try it and see how I like the color. When you put your finger into it, it kind of emulsifies slightly. I'm going to try some on my hand because I made the mistake of gardening. We'll leave it at that. Kind of covered a little bit on my hand, but I like the texture. There's something different about it. It doesn't feel like a typical, it doesn't feel like a cushion foundation. It's different. So I'm going to dip this brush in, kind of swirled it around there. Now, I'm trying to look in the viewfinder and see what I see. I can't tell much, but here it looks to be like it's a decent color. Interesting thing that I noticed close up is it goes on, it almost looks like you've powdered already, if that makes any sense. And I can see it a little bit like I did the other night, kind of sitting in my pores, but I want to finish putting it on my face and see. See, but now you can kind of see it in action up here. The brush is very nice. It actually has the perfect amount of stiffness. Now this is the side with the Too Faced primer. Let's see how it goes on. Okay, I can tell you one thing, that this side was not really pore filling, but this was a little pore filling and kind of sits in your pores, but I have a very, very close-up mirror. I don't know how it looks in real life. I still like it so far with this primer better though. Ignore my nails, they look like crud. I'll try to zoom you in so you can see how these pores are slightly blurred as these are slightly more visible. I have the Yensa concealer. I thought I had one. This is in the color Light Neutral. It's very thin. This is the test when I put it in the corner of my eyes and on the side of the bridge of my nose. Everything cakes up over there, no matter how much I moisturize. Okay, not bad, I don't think. It is not cakey in the least. Oh, I remember this now. It kept squirting out all over the place. It has the problem. Let's see how it covers up my melasma. Not bad. So the foundation looks maybe a little bit cakey on my forehead, just a tiny bit, but it still has that immediate, almost powdered look to it, which is kind of cool. How is it possible that I don't have a new powder to try? That's odd. I have sitting next to me my Chantecaille powder. I'm going to use this one. There are my illegal dirt bike friends. Not dirt bag friends, dirt bike friends, and they're not my friends. Still do not know how I feel about this very expensive little thing here. Now I get to try this puppy. I'm not going to do a whole contouring thing or anything like that because I only have a blush and one contour color. I also have like several other blushes that I think I might want to try depending upon the look that I do. I use the Gigi Gorgeous. It's a contour brush, but you know. Okay, on my complexion, this is stunning and it's very pigmented. It's powdery in the pan, but it's very pigmented. But I mean, look at how it blends for as pigmented as it is. Smith & Colt makes some beautiful products. The problem is they're not pushed by the right influencers. And you know, that's what basically gets products and companies out there, are the big influencers. I'm in love with this. I'm so glad that I got it. I'm just using my Honey Potion, like lip plumper, whatever, from Urban Decay. They are on mega sale on Nordstrom Rack. I don't know if I'll get this video up in time, but it tastes good and it smells good. Okay, I do have an eyeshadow primer. This is from Pretty Vulgar. But it is not drying whatsoever. This is the first time I am trying this. Okay, now that is nice. This is coming in very close, or maybe right up there with the ABH eye primer, which I also love. Because I am curious about it, I'm gonna do, you know what? Hello, why don't I do one eye one color story and the other eye another color story? What a revelation. So first thing I want to use is this cream color here. I can't look at the names, you know that, right? Because I think that will be a good base for both eyes and both color stories. So I wanted to talk to you guys about life during, the thing. I had to be very careful, and I want to make this disclaimer, and I want to make this disclaimer because YouTube likes to demonetize anybody who talks about the thing. I'm not offering medical information. I'm not trying to state facts. I'm talking about how I feel about moving forward and what life is going to be like, because it's not going to be after the thing. We're not going to be after the thing until we have a vaccine for the thing. I wonder if I can even say vaccine. You never know these days. But as we start to open up, it's not like it's going to go back to normal, although there are lots of people who are acting like it is already back to normal. In my neighborhood, in the beginning, everybody was wearing their masks and doing their social distancing and using, like, I use paper towels to open doors and stuff like that, and then I wash my hands and I use sanitizer and I do what I can because I got to protect my daddy and I want to protect myself. Because if I'm not okay, then I can't take care of my dad to keep him okay. Now that it's warm, I know it's uncomfortable wearing the mask. I get that. I'm uncomfortable. But you know what? I get the world sick. It's not fair. It's not fair of you, or not you know what I mean, people in general, to put other people's lives at risk for their own selfish reasons. And again, this is just my opinion. And I really enjoy wearing lip products. And I love my highlight, but underneath the mask, first of all, my mask gets obliterated with makeup products. And if you put any kind of lip product on, it all comes off anyway. Or if you wear a dark color, it gets smeared. So it's like, why would I bother doing that? But you don't see anything but your eyes anymore, at least for the people who are wearing masks. It's very, very weird. You can sometimes tell when people are smiling with their eyes. Sometimes you can't, and it can be a little disturbing. Some people kind of look a little, it's odd. This is the Twilight Zone. This is something that I never could have imagined in my lifetime, as I'm sure all of you guys feel too. It's almost disconcerting in a way. You feel very disconnected from people between the plexiglass and the saran wrap and everything that's happening. And I don't know about you, but even if the after ever happens, will I want to hug people again? Will I want to go to a crowded movie theater again or show? Am I going to forever be afraid of being around people? I used to walk down the street and love to pet people's dogs. I love animals. And now I know you can't. And I can't give my friends a hug when I see them. And I think for me, who is an affectionate person and an empathetic person, the no human contact, I think, is what bothers me the most. Does anybody share in that feeling with me? I was so looking forward to eventually going to a beach or a pool, because for the past 3 years I've always said, oh, I want to go, and I've never gotten there once. I haven't been on vacation in 7 years, and this was the year after everything that happened. I was like, maybe this will be the time for me to actually do what I want to do, because life is short and you never know when it's going to be taken away from you. And in New York, they're saying the pools and beaches might open up. I could go to Jersey if I wanted, but I don't like to drive either. And the sad thing, and I understand why YouTube is kind of nipping things in the bud. Well, I don't know, they are kind of taking a lot of liberties, but they're trying to stop false information from being spread. I'm going to just white for a second. It's a matte white, but I want a nice white base up here. I know some people aren't afraid, and I can appreciate that, but my thing is with the people who refuse to wear masks, I just think they are being slightly selfish, because you may not be afraid, but what if you have it and you give it to me and I give it to my dad? That's my concern. But boy, if you confront anybody about wearing a mask, holy smokes, I'm not about to do it. Mostly because I just don't want any nonsense. I have enough of it. I don't know which of these I want to go into. Do I want to go typical and go into this one here, or do I want to go... No, I'm going to save this blue for this section. I'm going to go into this mossy one and see how it looks. I mean, it doesn't like make it pop or anything, but it definitely goes with it. I'm slightly unimpressed because it's a shimmer and it's slightly dry. Let me wet it just because I know not everybody likes to do that, and I don't like it too much either, but I'm going to do it anyway. Wet didn't seem to make much of a difference. For the hay of it, I am going to go into this blue, just, well, just because. For my inner corner, I'm going to take this cream colored one. Unfortunately, lately, most of my YouTube videos have been watching the news. I need to step away from the news these days, I really do. I'm going to use the light and then the dark green on my bottom lash line. I want to point something out which I mentioned in my Pat McGrath video about shimmers and how they blend. This was a very close color, this green one, to the other colors, but still when I applied it near that matte, there is definitely a line of demarcation which I'm just going to blend out slightly. So there definitely is a difference in certain aspects of certain shadows. It's just something that I wanted to show you. Again, this one's hard to see because it's such a similar color story, but up close I can see it and notice it. Okay, I'm putting it on my waterline. Where is it? It's not there. Okay, that one's more in my lashes than anything. Okay, maybe it just doesn't like my waterline. Let's try it on the top. Alright, I won't give up on it on my waterline, but it does go on very smoothly on my top lid. Let's go into the blue eye. I know this is now going to make the video longer, but I wanted to really get 2 looks out of it, you know? The other thing that I have to think about... Oh, this is such a pretty periwinkle. Oh my goodness. I mean, not that, you know, I'm rushing out necessarily looking for a date or anything, but obviously I'm not going to be going to bars again, even though people in my city are like, you know, packing bars like it was 1999. That's not something I'm going to do. It's not something I would do at my age anyway. What if I did want a date? How do I go about that? If you're already in a relationship, you know, you can have the affection because, you know, they're in your household, or like, what if you're not living with your boyfriend? Then what do you do? Can't imagine, like, you know, getting a little smooch on a date, when you have to social distance. And then what do? I'm getting dressed, and I'm like, this shirt looks great. I like this. What mask will go with the outfit? You know, when you're first getting to know somebody, you go on a first date, facial expressions, I think, are very, very important. I can tell a lot by someone's smile. There's so many things, and how is that going to work? What if this is our new way of life for a very, very long time? I mean, that's a possibility. These days I take nothing for granted, let me tell you. And I haven't figured out the logistics of that. I guess nobody really takes that into consideration if you think about it. So basically, I go on a date, right? We have the mask on. Now, obviously, if we go out to eat, we have to take the mask off. So there's that. But again, that's dangerous too, because, you know, what are we going to sit like at a round table and they're like 16 feet away from me? I don't know about that. Oh, and that's the other thing. Do you know how they set those rules that, you know, you can dine outside, but you still have to have the tables like far apart from each other? The places in my neighborhood, literally, like, you're back to back and side to side with the people outside because the real estate is not a lot. So they're talking, they could literally, like, I could, like, you know, spit on them. That, you know what I mean. Right, so technically I could hold hands with the person, right? But again, like, okay, I held hands with the person, now I have to go run and wash my hands? I'm going to try my finger with this one. This is kind of like a blue-green. Very powdery, but very pretty. So how many of you are single? I know some of you are married, some of you are committed relationships, but is there anybody single like I am and not even dating? Have you considered what it is going to look like? Because I'll be honest with you, I did go on to one of the dating sites because let's face it, I get lonely. I'm a human being. I've noticed that there are just a couple of different types of men on these dating sites. I'm gonna go on my brow bone with the white. Okay, that's actually pretty. That's a very opaque white. I'm gonna line my eyes with the black shadow and see how it works. There are guys that definitely play you, and they don't fill out much of their profile, and they just kind of want to string you along. Those kind of one-sided conversations, this one goes on beautifully on the waterline, by the way, where you're the one asking questions, and they'll kind of give you not a lot of information. They're very flippant. If you ask for, say, exchanging phone numbers, I mean, there's some guys who ask you if after you say hi for your phone number. I'm like, no. I'd like to get you to know you on here first. But there are some that after weeks of talking, and you say, would you eventually like to meet for a cup of coffee, whenever we can, or talk on the phone or text? I have the Kat Von D 24-hour Super Brow. I got it in the color medium brown. That's the color. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I don't know, I've never really had any success on the site. But sometimes, oh, this is very, I just dipped in here, extremely creamy. I didn't think it was going to be that way. That one was pretty darn simple. You don't need a lot. I like it. I have this Wander Beauty eyebrow gel that we just got that I want to use. It is a tiny little Christmas tree thingy. And I said I get a lot of people are feeling the same way I do, or I am rather. They're lonely and they want to talk also. But I would say at least be honest. If you're just looking for a pen pal or somebody to talk to, go ahead and say that. It's okay. And they'll get these other things, these other guys, young guys, who I guess want to date an older woman for I don't know what reason, but you're 25. You're 25 years old. Why would you want to date a woman twice your age? I'm not judging anybody out there if you are in that, but for me, you're just in such a different place than I. At 25, you may not really know if you want children, but I want something permanent. I want a partner for life. Whether I get married, I mean, I'd like to get married because I like the idea of a partner in marriage, that type of commitment. But if I don't, that's okay. But you think a 25-year-old, in 10 years they're going to be 35 and then I'm going to be 60. Do you really think that person is going to stay? No, they're looking for the here and now, for something, and they don't understand. They're like, oh, I don't want kids. I said, you say that now, you're 25 years old. And I will say that the person that I was talking to, because he put on his profile that he was 44 years old. I would date a 44-year-old if we were in the same spot. But he said he did that because he only wants to date older women. And I said, but what are you looking for ultimately? And, he said, well, I'm looking for something permanent. I said, no, you're not. I said, not with somebody my age. I said, because eventually you're going to not want to be with somebody who's 25 years older than you. And obviously that's okay, but that's going to change and you have to realize that. And I said, I'm not looking for the here and now. Been there, done that, past it. I certainly wouldn't want to be the cause of anybody who wants children for them having to decide that they don't. I'm not going to make anybody choose between me and having children. Do you know what I mean? So, but my main thing is, how do I date in today's world? Okay, I have these two blushes. Since I tried part of that Smith & Co. palette, I have to try these. These are the two NYX blushes. Let me see which one will go better. Red Riot and Totally Chill. I think the Totally Chill is a bit more neutral, so that's the one that I'm going to wear. I tried these and they were extremely, soft, and I liked the way they looked. They were pigmented. I'm only going to tap into the blush. This is a gorgeous color. Oh, Another thing about like dating, and you go on the date and you have the mask on and everything, then you take the mask off, and of course if you had any lipstick on or whatever, can you imagine I have my eyes done and everything and then I take the mask and have no makeup on underneath? People would be like, what in the actual? I'm picturing all of the scenarios that could present themselves in today's world. Okay, how can I not have a new highlighter? That's an impossibility for me. Let me go see if I have a new one. I know that you knew that I absolutely had to have a new highlighter, or else you would have been saying, who is this person and what did they do with Leanne? So yes, I do. I also have my Tutti Frutti Banana Too Faced, wow, I said that backwards, banana setting powder. Yeah, there we go. I have never tried it. Sadly, I know it's supposed to smell like bananas. Bananas? Bananas, but I can't tell. I should use this one instead of my Chantecaille. Supposedly banana. It's good for setting underneath the eye. But it didn't make anything look worse, so that's always good. It took away the little bit of shine that I had going on. I also picked up for really cheap, I think in probably some kind of major sale, the Too Faced Sugar Peach palette. Is the Wet and Dry Face and Cheek palette. I also have the Jaclyn Hill highlighting brush that I got for half price, plus the 20% off coupon. It is cute and it is little, with some stray little hairs. Here is this palette. Isn't that pretty? It's these gorgeous pink tones. Oh, and it smells really good. This one I can smell. Oh, these are soft. Ooh, that one's nice. That was this one. This is more of a matte blush. It has just a little teeny tiny bit of sheen. This is a goldy highlighter. This is the lightest one, which I'm probably going to wear, and this is a shifty one. Maybe just for the heck of it, I got to try this shifty one because, wow. Ooh, except I tapped into it. Tapped into it. It goes away. I gotta do that again. I tapped. And nothing's left. It is shifty. It shifts from that kind of peachy pink a little bit, but oh yeah, now I can see it. It looks actually goldish here. I don't know, can you guys tell? Because when I look straight on, I can't. I'm also going to try lightest one here. It picks up. Keeps going away. This one I can see straight away. The brush is very soft. I will say that. It's different. I'm used to using a fan brush, but a much more flimsy fan brush. This one is not as flimsy. I just shoved my nose in the powder. I've heard of highlighting the tip of your nose, but not by shoving your face in the palette. Alright, that's a bit too much now. Thank goodness I'm almost done. The last time I was getting ready, I did a Get Ready With Me, someone asked me about how to use a curling thingy. The thing about these is you have to find the right shape for your eye. And they kind of, wow, Leanne. And they kind of all look the same, but they're not. When you squeeze it, it should have a little bit of give, and it should obviously have the rubber in here. This one is a good fit for my eye. If it's not, you're going to see that you can't fit all of your lashes in it, and it doesn't hug to the contours of your eye. Now, obviously, you can't try them, but you have to be able to get a look. Now, don't just clamp on because you might pinch your eye. It's possible. You have to sit your lashes in there, squeeze gently, and then you may have to smooth it slightly up. I mean, I'd go so slowly in the beginning. And then you squeeze, and you kind of count to 5, and then you let go, and you move the curler up your lashes, squeezing and counting for a few seconds. So you get all the way to the tip of your lashes, and then you let go. I usually don't need a lot of curling because I have long eyelashes that grow curled. But the most important thing is to fit it to your eye. Do you see how this fits the contour of my eye? You will notice if you have almond-shaped eyes like I do, look out at the curve of this and how it is, and that might give you an idea of the size of how big you need, etc. Some are more curved, some are more flat. And you want something, I said, that's easy to move in your hand, and then when you squeeze it, you can feel a little bit of squishing up. Again, when you sit it against your eye, do not go right in at the base and squeeze. You have to find that sweet spot so you don't pinch your eyelid. For me, it takes about 4 passes to get up to the tip of my eyelashes. Don't be in a rush. Take your time with it. And as I said, you may have to do it again. I only have to do it once. But these can make such a difference in the look of your lashes if that is something that you need. I hope I explained it well enough to you. If you have any further questions about how to find a good one, and no, you don't have to spend $100 to get a good eyelash curler. It just has to be one that you might want to try in your hands first whenever we're able to do that. I have a bunch of them that I've gotten. I've never really paid more than $15 or so for it. I've received several of them in my boxes, but I found several good ones, and I found some that I just had to give away because they don't work for me. Now, for a new mascara, I have been waiting to try the Hank & Henry mascara. I've heard so many people rave about it, but I have been waiting because I have so many mascaras. The packaging is gorgeous. This has 2 sides to it. One, the larger mascara wand, and the second one is the tiny one, so that you can get your bottom lashes and or the smaller lashes on the inner corner, because that is something that I do struggle with. Normally I would wear a primer, but I'm just going to use the mascara today. I always start at the base of my lash and pull up or roll up, depending upon the wetness and how the mascara is. It is a natural bristle. I find the plastic bristle brushes have a tendency to separate my lashes better than the natural hair ones. I can see this clumping up just a little bit. Not as bad as some others though. Okay, that's the first layer. Do you guys see a difference? It didn't splatter or anything like that, which is good. Interesting. Let me try the little baby one on the inner little lashes. I will say that's the first time I've ever been able to get those tiny baby lashes. Wow, okay, this really kind of gets every little baby lash. Let me try adding another layer because, I mean, it's nice, but people made it seem like they had false lashes on. I'd say it lengthened them. I don't see a thickness like with some of my other mascaras. I'm sure that if I use my primer, it would look really, really pretty. I have too many new lip products to use. I have the lip powders, which may be too much with this look. I have this from Butter London that I got free. I have the Flesh lip powder. No, actually it's called the Swipe Flesh. The Sugar Coat from Tarte. This is a pretty color. And then I have my MAC Lipstick in Velvet Teddy, which I've always wanted to try. I don't know, I'm having a hard time deciding. That's the Velvet Teddy. I want your guys' opinion and tell me which one you like the most. I'm going to try them all on. Next I'm going to try on the Swipe Flesh. This is a very cool product because it's a cream that you apply with your finger. I'm sorry I used my middle finger. Don't ask me why. This one I think is just too dark with the look. I think with a more simple look, this stuff would definitely go better. But I really love the color, and of course you can use a lip brush, but I love the ease of the application. Yeah, these are going to be very metallic, but they're so smooth. Look how pretty this like highlighted pink one just looks. I mean, it's even the gold. Definitely not with the look, but I like them. I really like this, and I'm telling you, I paid less than $2 for it because it was on sale. And last, let's just play with this puppy. Ooh, it came up very quickly. This smells so good. This one's called Magic Dust. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it's neutral enough to go with this? Because, you know, I need to go impress my cats. I don't know, I kind of like it. Well, that is it, my friends. Thank you for sitting down and hanging out with me. I hope that you were doing your makeup along with me, because I love when you guys tell me that you took out the same palette and you were playing, and that makes me really happy to know that we're almost hanging out together. To the person who asked me to create a look with the James Charles palette, I really thank you for that, and I hope that you like the looks. And mostly, you guys, thank you for listening to me. You know, these are interesting times, and we all have these interesting obstacles that we have to try to get over. And you know, maybe one for one person, someone who's in a committed relationship may have a different obstacle that they're trying to jump over that hurdle, and this happens to be one of mine. But this is what I like, that I get to hear your suggestions and what you do and how you deal with things, and that's what makes this whole thing really super cool. Overall, I'm honestly, for a lot of my first impressions, not unhappy with anything that I've tried. The other thing that I do want to do, though, I have the Morphe and yeah, Morphe. The Morphe and Jeffree Star, the pink one, their continuous setting mist. This was also on sale. It smells nice. It goes on beautifully. If you notice, no splotches or anything. I like it. It was like less than $10, so I am super happy about that. Anyway, you guys, I love you tremendously. I hope that you are all healthy, safe, and well. That is what is most important to me. Please let me know how you're doing. But I thank you. If you are new, thank you for hanging out. Let me know what you think. And if you like me, I would love for you to subscribe and become part of this family. We would love to have you. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I would appreciate that as well. And most importantly, my friends, whatever part of the world you're in on around, I hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing week coming up. And I will see you really soon in my next video. Bye! But even before I read them, I'll be your guinea pig. Even before I read it, I will be your guinea pig.